Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this video today, we will be reviewing several pieces of Kiswa from the Hujarah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we are going to start off with this piece over here. And this was received by us from a brother that purchased it directly from this company, Rumi's Garden. Upon them purchasing the piece, they reached out to us for our opinion, and I said to myself that we'll do a video to show not just the owner of the piece, but people worldwide. So we'll do a video and provide the advice to people around the world for them to make a judgment themselves. So we'll get started, inshallah. We'll test the piece first and then we'll have a look at the actual documentation. So there's a small green thread just there, and I'm going to test it through a burn test, a flame test. You can also check this through a bleach test or a lab test as well. Okay. Now, if you watched the reaction of the fabric thread went orange. Okay, so it went bright orange. There's no residue left and it smells like paper. Okay, so there's a few key features there. Okay, see it go orange, no residue, smells like paper. Okay, and it is glowing orange. I'm going to pull a white thread out, just like that there, and we'll check this also. Glowing orange, no residue, smells like paper. Glowing orange, no residue, smells like paper. Okay. Now, this, as far as I'm aware, from the knowledge that I have, this piece is made from cotton. Okay, it has a very strong color to it, so that would potentially indicate if it was actually used or not, maybe, but it's cotton. Okay, this is cotton. If I was to send this to a lab and ask them for their opinion through a microscopic test, they will respond back confirming it is cotton. Okay. In terms of the certificate, I don't know why it mentions that this is a copy of original. If I have an original document and I photocopy it, why would the original say copy of original? That doesn't make any sense. This is from the Islamic Antiquities Museum of Kuwait. Okay. If it's from Kuwait, it has Rumi's Garden heading on there, which is the company that sells the pieces. But this is from Kuwait. That doesn't quite make any sense. This is the information of the full piece of the Kiswa. Okay, that's not a problem. And then it says this item is part of the curtain that is from the Holy Prophetic Chamber in Masjid Nabawi, described by the original owner. Now, if this is a certificate from Kuwait, why would they have that on there? Why would this be on there, the website, if this is an original certificate from Kuwait with the registration number, with Rumi's Garden, signed by, I'm not sure who this is, the director of Rumi's Garden or the director of the museum. Okay, so there's some information there which doesn't quite add up. This also came with the certificate that Rumi's Garden attests that the green and white contemporary Kiswa obtained with the certificate is an authentic piece placed in the blessed chamber. So it was used, manufactured in Makkah. This piece, this design is the famous green Hujarah Kiswa. It was removed in 1971. Prior to that, it was used for 76 years, which means it was placed during the Ottoman era. Okay, so was it made in Makkah? I very much doubt that information there. Okay. Yes, the Kiswa factory was made in Egypt and then it moved to Saudi. That's correct. Okay. A rigorous authentication process was conducted by an Islamic museum. Which museum? Kuwait. And several independent experts who contextualize and critically assess the blessed Kiswa. Now, for those of you who have seen the items that we have, I mean, we have all our items are genuine. We don't work with replica items. We don't buy or sell, generally speaking. And this, I've just done a test, and this is cotton. You've seen the reaction of the fabric. Okay, let me show you an original piece, and you can make a judgment yourself. And like I said, for me, I'm just providing information. So this is an original piece. Look at the color of that and look at the color of this. You can see the difference in the color. Okay, this is a lighter green. Look at the end. This is the edging. This is done by hand-operated machinery. This is not done by modern technology. There is a small piece of green thread there, okay? And I'm just going to test that out for you, okay? Now it's come off there, so I'm just going to put that aside. Now, if you were to do a thread count, there are 4 threads that make up this main this main piece that I have in my hand. Okay, there are 4 threads that make it up. Now it's very, very small, but I'm going to do my best to test it for you. Okay, have a look at the reaction. As soon as I move the flame, it stops burning. Okay, I'm going to burn my finger there in a moment. But if you look at that, you can see the residue left. And if I just pull that off, it's in ball form and it turns into powder. Okay, this piece is silk, because if you buy a sample of silk online from eBay, you can buy it for a few pounds, a few dollars. They will provide you with pure silk as a sample. Test it, burn a small piece, you'll have this residue left. Okay, I have another piece. This is a larger piece of Kiswa, but the thread you can see. Now, might be difficult for you to see, but if I was to open it up, it's very difficult, but there are 4 threads that make up one strand. And I'm going to test this for you as well. Okay, so see that reaction straight away. It smells like I'm burning my hair. Okay, watch again. As soon as I move the flame, it stops burning. Okay, you can see the ball left. Can you see the ball? Let's do it one more time. Okay, now this ball is the reaction of silk. Guarantee, buy any pure silk fabric online, test it. This is the reaction. There's the ball. I'm going to squash it, and it's crunchy. It has a crunchy sound. See the powder? Okay, this is pure silk. The original Kiswa, they use 4 threads to make one strand. Okay, and this is an original piece, and you can see if you were to look closely, this is the white thread. Also, the white thread has 4 strands that make up the original piece. Okay, this is a used piece of Kiswa. I'm not going to display the whole piece because somebody will probably steal these images, unfortunately, but you can see the color of the silk is very, very similar for these 2. They are both used pieces. It's got stain there. It has another stain. This piece, have a look. Okay, it has holes. Can you see the holes? It's a used piece. Okay, it's made by hand. You can see the finishing. It's made by hand. Okay, so this is an original piece. This is an original piece as well, made by hand. Okay, this was used, both were used in the Hujarah. We also have another piece which was not used in the Hujarah. This is an original piece. I'm not going to show the full piece, but this is an original piece as well. Same, 4 strands make up one main strand. Over here, you can see. Okay, you can see there are 4 strands that make one main strand. I'll show you, I'll test this for you as well. This is piece number 3. Look at the reaction. Flame away, flame away. There is a ball there. Okay. So it's the same. This piece was not used in the Hujarah. That's why the color is darker. Can you see? The color is darker because you have fading. Okay. This color, very dark. Look at that. Big difference. This is thicker. The strands are thicker. This is very fine. Silk is a very fine luxury fabric. So what am I trying to imply here? Firstly, I want to imply that you should make your own judgment yourself based on what you've seen. The second thing is, obviously, reflect upon this document here. You know, that's an assumption, something that I want you to reflect upon. I've made my assumptions based on the information. It doesn't quite make any sense. The piece is cotton, okay? And honestly, if somebody out there wants to challenge the piece, then I'll be more than happy to send that to the lab. I can get it tested. I can share the report. If it comes out as cotton, then you can pay for the cost of the lab test. But I'd be happy to pay for it first on the condition that if it comes out and it comes back tested as cotton, you can pay for the test. I can make that challenge to anyone here because I'm confident I know what that fabric is, okay? What I'm trying to imply here is you don't need to come and purchase pieces from us. I want to use this opportunity for you, brothers and sisters out there, that be mindful of what you're actually buying, because we are showing these blessed items, relics, to our friends and family, and we are showing items that are actually replica. They're not original, okay? If you have a piece and you want us to check it, we're more than welcome to do that for you, okay? Like I said, there's no need for you, no obligation for you to purchase pieces from us. Buy them from anywhere online, but you must carry out your own checks, okay? If I was to, for example, give you a pair of Adidas trainers and I was to give you a piece of paper that says these are Nike, I mean, they're not Nike. You can see the 3 stripes on there. They are Adidas. They're not Nike, okay? A piece of paper has validity to a certain extent. It's a piece of paper at the end of the day, okay? So what you must bear in mind is, on a lot of customers, they want us to provide them with pieces with a certificate. And I always respond and say, it's not the certificate that's important. What is important is the piece. You must check the fabric, the front, the back, the edges. You must test it, okay? Because this is a piece of paper from a printer, designed on a computer, comes out from a printer. It's a piece of paper. It's not difficult to make this. It takes more effort to make the Kiswa. So, my dear brothers and sisters, check what you have. Check what you are buying. Test it. Contact us. We're more than happy to help. Okay? You don't need to provide us with the paperwork. You don't need to tell us where you bought it from. Send it over to us. We can check it for you. We've done 3 tests on 3 different fabrics. They are all silk. Okay? Check. Don't just look at our videos. On YouTube, there are other people, non-Muslims, that are testing silk and cotton and polyester. It's a normal YouTube video. Go and have a look at their videos. How do you identify what is silk and what's a copy of silk, which is most likely polyester? This is cotton, okay? What we want to share with you is, in terms of the Hujarah Kiswa, it was actually changed in 1971, okay? So approximately more than 50 years ago, the Kiswa was changed. Since the last 50 years, there has only been one occasion when they repaired the Kiswa. They did not renew the whole Kiswa, they repaired the Kiswa, okay? In 1971, they replaced the Kiswa. Approximately 20 years ago, they renewed what we know, the bottom section of the Kiswa, because it was worn and damaged. Prior to that, the Kiswa was in the hands of the Ottoman period, okay? So within the Saudi era, it was only changed once. People that claim the Kiswa was changed every year inside the Hujarah, it's not correct, it's not true, okay? The Kiswa was changed once in the Saudi era, 1971. It was renewed approximately 20 years ago, okay? That's what we know about the actual Hujarah Kiswa. So I hope it's been useful for me to actually review these several pieces, and I hope you'll find it beneficial. And if you're aware of any family or friends that have pieces of this Kiswa, do share the video inshallah with them, and do subscribe as well. And by all means, contact us if you're unsure or you're in doubt about any pieces you have or pieces that you're willing to purchase. We'll be more than happy to help. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.